Do you want to speak English naturally?
Welcome back to English Learning Conversations. I'm Sarah, and I'm here with my co-host Mike. Today we're diving into a topic that could completely change your life, daily routines.
Hey everyone, I'm Mike, and I have to admit, Sarah, I used to think routines were boring, but since I started building my own daily routine, my productivity has gone through the roof.
That's exactly what we want to talk about today. Whether you're studying English, working, or just trying to get your life organized, having a solid routine is game-changing.
And the best part, we'll keep it simple and practical. So grab your coffee and let's get started.
Sarah, let's start with the basics. When I say daily routine, what comes to mind?
Well, I think of it as the things I do every day in the same order, like waking up, brushing my teeth, having breakfast. But it's more than just that, right?
Exactly. It's about creating structure in your day. You know what's interesting? Before I had a routine, I used to spend so much mental energy just deciding what to do next.
Oh, I totally get that. I remember waking up and thinking, should I exercise? Should I check my phone? What should I eat? It was exhausting before the day even started.
That's called decision fatigue, Mike. Our brains can only make so many decisions in a day before they get tired. When you have a routine, you put some of those decisions on autopilot.
Like successful people, right? I read that most CEOs and athletes have very specific morning routines.
Absolutely. Take someone like Tim Cook from Apple. He wakes up at 3:45 a.m. every day. That sounds crazy, but it works for him because it's consistent.
But it doesn't have to be that extreme, does it?
Not at all. The key is finding what works for you. Some people are morning people, others are night owls. The important thing is consistency.
I've noticed that since I started my routine, I feel less anxious. Is that normal?
Completely normal. Routines reduce stress because they give us a sense of control. When you know what's coming next, your brain can relax.
Sarah, you mentioned something interesting last week about our brains and routines. Can you explain that?
Sure. So our brains are basically lazy, in a good way. They're always looking for ways to conserve energy. When we do something repeatedly, our brain creates what scientists call a habit loop.
A habit loop? That sounds complicated.
It's actually simple. There are three parts: a cue, a routine, and a reward. For example, your alarm clock is the cue, brushing your teeth is the routine, and feeling fresh is the reward.
Oh, that makes sense. So once my brain learns this pattern, it becomes automatic?
Exactly. And here's the cool part. When activities become automatic, our brains use less glucose, which means we have more mental energy for important decisions.
That explains why I feel more energetic during the day now. But how long does it take to build a habit?
Research shows it can take anywhere from 18 to 254 days, depending on the complexity. But most simple habits take about 66 days on average.
So if our listeners start today, they could have a solid routine by Christmas.
Exactly. And studies from Harvard show that people with consistent routines sleep better, live longer, and are generally happier.
Okay, Sarah, I'm convinced routines are important. But where do I start? Mornings seem overwhelming.
Start with what I call the foundation four: wake up time, hydration, movement, and mindfulness.
Can you break that down? I'm not a morning person at all.
Of course. First, wake up at the same time every day. Yes, even weekends. I know it's hard, but your body has an internal clock that loves consistency.
Ugh, weekends too? That's tough. But I guess consistency is key, right?
It really is. Next, drink water immediately when you wake up. Your body is dehydrated after 7 to 8 hours of sleep.
That's actually easy. I keep a water bottle by my bed now.
Perfect. Third, add some movement. It doesn't have to be a full workout, even 5 to 10 minutes of stretching or walking around the block.
I do jumping jacks in my living room. My neighbors probably think I'm crazy, but it wakes me up.
I love that. Finally, do something mindful. Meditation, journaling, or just sitting quietly with your coffee.
I tried meditation apps, but I prefer journaling. I write down 3 things I'm grateful for and my goals for the day.
That's excellent. Now, here's a crucial tip. Avoid your phone for the first hour.
This was the hardest part for me. I used to check Instagram and emails immediately. Now I wait until after breakfast.
How did that change feel?
Amazing. I start my day with intention instead of reaction. I'm not immediately stressed by other people's problems or social media drama.
Exactly. Let me give our listeners a sample routine. Wake up at 6:30, drink water, stretch for 10 minutes, journal for 5 minutes, shower, eat breakfast, and review daily goals. That's about 90 minutes.
And remember, you can customize this. I wake up at 7 because I'm not as ambitious as Sarah.
The best routine is the one you can stick to consistently. Sarah, let's talk about evenings. A lot of people focus only on mornings, but your evening routine sets you up for the next day.
Yes, I learned this the hard way. I used to work until I fell asleep, then wonder why my mornings were chaotic.
What changed for you?
I created what you call a shutdown ritual. At 8 p.m., I close my laptop, put my phone in another room, and switch to relaxation mode.
That's perfect. Your brain needs time to transition from work mode to rest mode. What do you do during that time?
I prepare for tomorrow, lay out clothes, pack my lunch, write down my top 3 priorities. Then I read or listen to music.
Preparation is underrated. When you prepare the night before, mornings become effortless.
And I set a consistent bedtime now. I aim for 10:30 p.m. so I can wake up at 7 feeling rested.
Sleep is crucial. Most adults need 7 to 9 hours. Poor sleep ruins even the best morning routine.
I also avoid screens for an hour before bed. Instead of scrolling through my phone, I read actual books. It helps me fall asleep faster.
The blue light from screens tricks our brain into thinking it's daytime. Reading, stretching, or listening to calm music are much better options.
Sarah, I made so many mistakes when I started building routines. What should people avoid?
The biggest mistake is trying to change everything at once. I see people creating these elaborate 3-hour morning routines and giving up after a week.
Guilty. I tried to wake up at 5 a.m., meditate for 30 minutes, do a full workout, make a gourmet breakfast. I lasted 3 days.
Exactly. Start small. Add one tiny habit, master it for 2 to 3 weeks, then add another.
Another mistake is being too rigid. Life happens. Sometimes you'll miss parts of your routine.
That's so important, Mike. If you miss your morning workout, don't throw away the entire day. Just get back on track with your next routine activity.
And don't copy someone else's routine exactly. What works for Sarah might not work for me. I'm not waking up at 5 a.m. anytime soon.
Absolutely. Some people are larks, some people are owls. Design a routine that fits your lifestyle, schedule, and energy levels.
Also, don't make everything about productivity. Include things you enjoy. Listen to music, pet your cat, whatever makes you happy.
Great point. Routines should improve your quality of life, not make you feel like a robot.
All right, Sarah, let's wrap this up. What's the one thing you want our listeners to remember?
Start small and be consistent. Don't try to build the perfect routine overnight.
Perfect. And here's your homework. Choose just one small routine to start this week. Maybe it's drinking water when you wake up or reading for 10 minutes before bed.
Whatever you choose, stick with it for at least 2 weeks. You'll be amazed at how this small change begins to transform your day.
Thanks for joining us today. If you enjoyed this episode about daily routines, please subscribe and share it with someone who could use better daily habits.
And remember, building a routine is a journey, not a destination. Be patient with yourself and celebrate small wins.
Until next time, keep learning and keep growing.
See you in the next episode.